Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into one of those awkward, yet critically important topics that so many people wonder about, but rarely talk about openly. Is masturbation a sin? And what does science really say about it? Now, I know this feels uncomfortable for some of you, but here's the thing. Whether you're religious, spiritual, or science-driven, this conversation matters. It's about your body, your beliefs, and your mental well-being. So, let's drop the shame and tackle this with empathy, facts, and zero judgment. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have clarity, not just on what the Bible and science say, but on how to make peace with your choices, guilt-free. Let's get started. First, let's define what we are talking about. Masturbation is the act of touching your own genitals for sexual pleasure. It's natural, it's common, and studies show that 95% of men and 70% of women have done it at least once. But here's where things get complicated. For many, this private act collides with deeply held beliefs. Maybe you grew up hearing it's obscene, or that it's unhealthy, or perhaps you've read conflicting articles online. So, let's break this down into two lenses, faith and science. We'll start with the biblical perspective. The Bible doesn't explicitly say the word masturbation, but there are passages that some interpret as addressing it. Let's look at the most cited one. The story of Onan in Genesis 38 verses 9 to 10. Onan was ordered to marry his brother's widow and produce an heir, but he spilled his seed on the ground to avoid fathering a child, and God struck him down. For centuries, this story was used to condemn masturbation, calling it onanism. But here's the catch. Modern scholars argue this was about disobedience, not masturbation. Onan defied a direct command to care for his family. The punishment was about greed, not self-touch. Then there's Matthew 5 verse 28, where Jesus says, "Anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery in their heart." Some link this to masturbation if it involves lustful thoughts. But again, this is debated. Is it about objectification or private acts? Finally, 1 Corinthians 6 verse 18 warns, "Flee from sexual immorality." The Greek term here, porneia, refers to unlawful sexual acts, like adultery or incest. Masturbation isn't mentioned. So, is masturbation a sin? The Bible's answer isn't black and white. It depends on your tradition, interpretation, and whether it leads you toward harm or healing. Now, let's shift to science. What do researchers say about masturbation? First, the mental health benefits. Masturbation releases dopamine and oxytocin, chemicals that reduce stress and improve mood. Studies show it can ease anxiety, help you sleep, and even boost self-esteem. For many, it's a safe way to explore their body without pressure. Then there's the physical side. Regular masturbation can strengthen pelvic muscles, improve blood flow, and reduce pain, especially for people with vulvas. It's even linked to lower prostate cancer risk in men. But science also acknowledges potential downsides. For some, it can become compulsive, interfering with daily life or relationships. Psychologists call this masturbation addiction, though it's rare and often tied to deeper issues like loneliness or trauma. The bottom line, science sees masturbation as neutral, neither inherently good nor bad. It's about how and why you do it. Is it enhancing your life or harming it? So, how do we reconcile faith and science? Let's be real. If you're religious, guilt can eat at you, even if science says it's fine. But what if the real issue isn't the act itself, but your intent? The Bible warns against lust and exploitation. So, if masturbation fuels unhealthy fantasies or objectification, that's worth examining. But if it's a private, stress-relieving act with no harm to others, does that align with love your neighbor as yourself? Meanwhile, science urges moderation. Ask yourself, is this controlling my life? If yes, seek support. If not, maybe it's just a part of being human. The key here is self-awareness. Whether you're religious or not, your body isn't the enemy. It's about finding balance, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Let's talk actionable steps. If you're struggling with guilt or confusion, try this. Reflect on your beliefs. Write down what you, not your church, friends, or culture, truly feel. Is your guilt coming from fear or conviction? Talk to someone. A therapist, pastor, or trusted friend can offer perspective without shame. Set boundaries. If you want to cut back, replace the habit with something uplifting, like exercise or prayer. Practice self-compassion. You're not dirty or broken. You're human, learning and growing. Remember, this isn't about rules. It's about your well-being. You deserve peace. No matter where you land on this, if you took one thing from this video, let it be this. Your worth isn't defined by this. Whether you masturbate or not, you're deserving of love from others and from yourself. If this resonated with you, hit that like button. It helps others find this conversation. Drop a comment below. Have you struggled with this? How did you find peace? Let's support each other. And don't forget to subscribe. We are all about empowering your mind and nurturing your well-being here. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and take care of you